Thanks for joining me today on the Sungrand channel. I'm Jarrell from Sungrand. Today we're working on making a 50s diner for a video game. This is the Frying Saucer Diner from the Silver Falls games, which you can see in our Game Boy game, Galaxy Bound Curse, and also it's mentioned in 3 Down Stars for the Nintendo 3DS. The novel Heavy Shadow also features the diner a fair bit, so we're just going to have a zoom out and have a quick look at all of our progress so far. This is episode 7. If you happen to miss the other episodes, it's too late, they're gone forever, and you'll probably never be able to find them on our YouTube channel. So, we can compare that to the pixel art of the Game Boy game, Galaxy Bound Curse. You can see we've got our tables, we've got our fireplace, our couch, our cooking area, and our bar, our restrooms. And we've stuck pretty close to that. We've seemed to got a pretty good layout here. Something I want to add, actually, is an observation deck so people can sit up top at night or even during the daytime and enjoy their meal. So I'm going to take these stairs and I'm just going to use them as a placeholder so I can get an idea of where I want to put my stairs. Okay? The scale of these stairs, I'm not sure how correct it is, but let's go ahead and just make it a little bit more narrow. This is a town of down-to-earth mountain people, so they're doing things a little bit cowboy and building a lot of this stuff themselves. So uh, I'll have to build something up there so they can walk through. So I'm thinking that looks like it takes up a fair amount of space, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and bring one of our people over. Good old Slim. Let's bring Slim over. How do these stairs look? Right. You don't want them to be too narrow. They would be quite dangerous, wouldn't they? Those are some narrow-looking stairs. Probably not OHS compliant, is it? I'll have to cut into this wall, which means I'll have to create some modified models so we can have them going up through there. And we will have to have to accommodate the stairs going up through there as well. And these are not the exact same stairs that I will be using, but they'll be a modified. This is just sort of a placeholder to let me know what those stairs will look like. Let's go ahead and stretch that a little bit so the stairs make sense, okay? We want people to be able to climb up onto the observation deck. Let's make the stairs maybe just a little bit narrow. We don't need to accommodate an entire world. Actually, if we restrict it to 1 meter wide, which is quite small, we should be able to not have to do too many modified pieces. So let's see here. We have that piece, that piece. No, it doesn't look like we'll be able to get away with just 1 meter. That's too small. We'll have to modify these side pieces most likely. Okay, fantastic. Who knows, maybe I can make very narrow stairs. That all seems to line up in an okay sort of way. Let's go ahead and leave that there for now. We'll come back to that later. Let's bring Slim back to the front part of the bar. Here we go. With our player camera, let's go ahead and have a look at our surroundings. I've modified the lighting of the sun just a little bit so it looks more like a sunrise. We can have more interesting shadows and we don't have to worry about sunlight coming in through our non-existent roof. Fantastic. You can see this is quite shaping up. We have our basic uh, furniture. Let's see, our tables and counters, our basic appliances. Now what's left is to populate the environment with very small details, which I'll do on my own time outside of the channel because it's quite time consuming and you need to fill in lots of small details that make the world feel lived in and realistic and believable. What we want to do is have a look at our reflection probe now. We have this happy little fella here. But he doesn't really apply to all of the rooms. For example, we have this fella back here. What we want to do is create a new reflection probe. Where has he gone to? Fantastic. We'll bring him here. He belongs back here. Now we'll change the bounding box so that he fits into this small area, like so. Go ahead and our y-axis. We can see how it looks just from the top. We'll go ahead and quash that right down. Oh, it appears as though I cannot see where my walls have gone. down. Let's see, so. Okay. You can see that we need to extend this out just a wee bit more. And shrink that in just a little bit so that the reflections of this probe only apply to this one room. Wonderful. That seems like it will be just right. Go ahead and shrink this dimension down like so. Make sure it's still reaching the floor. Okay. Just a little bit more. Bring that up to the ceiling and into the back wall just a little, just like that. Expand this just a little bit more. We don't necessarily want it affecting the other side of the room. That makes no sense. That would be very silly, wouldn't it? Okay. Poking through the bottom just a little bit. For now, we'll live with it. Okay. Seems like it should be fine. Cool. Now we also want another probe. Let's go ahead and duplicate that just to save us a little bit of time. This will be for our restrooms. Okay. Just like that again. We'll shrink it down so it's not affecting the area outside of what needs to be reflected. Fantastic. Now, we actually want to bring out these walls here. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Select our walls like so. Okay, we may need to use one of these smaller pieces here. For now, we'll take this wall and this wall. We'll duplicate it and we'll move it over. Let's try and put that at an even 8. How does that look? Does that look evenly split for 2 restrooms? Okay. Let's see if this 1 meter will fit in here. 1 meter wall. 8. Slide it on back like this. Is he happy to fit there? Looks like he will be happy to fit right in there. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and get this lined up. That may need to be at 11. Fantastic. And this piece can be at 10. He looks happy at 10. Wonderful. Now, we don't have our door frames in yet, but for the time being, we may as well put a toilet in there. Whether or not this is the final model we use doesn't really matter. This can be a placeholder just in the meantime so we know what room this is. Go ahead and flip that around. Drop our toilets just in there. Now, like any self-respecting American diner, you can sit on the toilet and enjoy your meal while watching a family at a table eat their breakfast. Wonderful. Just look quite nice there, don't they? And what we will do now is bake our probes so that all of our lighting looks correct. Again, these lights up here are temporary. I might have, I definitely have some lights that I would like to use instead. They're more the fluorescent lights that sit up above. I don't have them on hand in this project, so we will leave these here for now. Go ahead and click bake and see how we do. Hello. It doesn't seem to have baked. Why? Bake, I beseech you. Fantastic. Now this room has its own set of reflections, so without it, doesn't look quite right. The reflections don't seem to be what they should be. You turn the probes on, and it seems like that is more correct. Let's see. It seems like I'm having some issues with lights poking through the corners, which is something that we can take a look at later. This one may be a bit funny because he's in between 2 walls, but if he's right in the middle, he should ignore both of them, and I'm just going to save some processing and let both the rooms share this one probe. And now those reflections look like they should be correct. Having some fighting with my light sources. Let's go ahead and check this out here. Okay, my bias, my near plane. Let's go ahead and have a look at these lights here. Let's have a look at the light. And set the bias to 1 as well, and my near plane to 1. Then I'm going to apply that so it applies to all of my lights. Fighting seems to have disappeared a little bit, but I'm still getting some poke through, which may be from this funny little fella here. Hello? That's a bit of an artifact which we will have to sort out at another time, or we can live with it. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and take our player camera in and have a look at the inner rooms here, just to see how they're turning out. You're around the corner. That doesn't look too bad, does it? Wonderful. Just wonderful. I mentioned before, you can even notice the unevenly distributed objects as we sort of staggered them so that they would look more organic as they aren't perfectly lined up. I think that looks quite nice there. Let's go ahead and have a look at this corner of the room. What else can we put here? I think it would be nice to have maybe a bookshelf so people can read some books. So let's go ahead and give some space. Let's move our jukebox over a little bit. We want to make sure people can still walk through here and not be bumping into everything willy-nilly. Let's go ahead and have a look at the hatch. Click on the center, swing that up, just like that. Oh, don't want to crush someone who's sitting there. Better watch your fingers. Look out. Go ahead and lift that up just for now. Okay. Looks like someone would walk through there. Let's see what kind of bookshelf we have here. Let's see. We could go Victorian era, but that might be a little bit too fancy for our needs. We have something that's less realistic. I'm not entirely sure what is happening with the material here. That looks like it's not ready for prime time. These materials seem like they need a bit more work. Well, just as a placeholder, let's go ahead and drop one of these bad boys right here and see how it looks. Okay? Our material is far too shiny. I'm not happy with it at all. This is not wonderful. Let's go ahead and have a look and see what's going wrong. Now it looks like our metallic map is missing. We've got the smoothness crate. Let's go ahead and find out if we have a metallic map. It looks like we do not. So this is something that I will have to make a metallic map for myself later on at another time. Go ahead and bring this down just a little bit. This is a nice simple bookshelf, and I think I would like to use this one. So let's go ahead and leave that there for now. Bring one of our people over. Let's see how Dodger lines up with this in terms of... Let's see. Fantastic. He can see all the books on the shelf. Wonderful. You can use the jukebox all right. What else can we put here? It would be nice to have more bookshelves for some nice reading. And it might even be nice to have some more chairs here so people can sit. So, I wonder how we can fit in another couch. Unfortunately, it's already a little bit crowded here, isn't it? Would be nice if we could get another one of these in here. But it seems like it might make it difficult for people to get in and out of their seats. Actually, it might not be too bad at all. I think if we move this over just a little, let's go ahead and bring everything over just a little bit. All nice and tidy. That seems to give people a bit more room, doesn't it? Now we can have two sets of people sitting. Let's have Dodger move over to the couch and see how he lines up. This couch is much too small. Let's go ahead and get our player camera to look at it. See what the player camera thinks. That doesn't look too blind. Too bad. You know what would look interesting? Let's cast some nice, interesting shadows. We're going to copy our blinds, duplicate them, bring them over, just so we have some fun, interesting shadows. Oh, looks like our light is at an angle, isn't it? Maybe we won't have those shadows after all. Or maybe we will. How fun. Okay, Dodger, how do you work on this seat? Does appear to be a bit on the low side. Let's make a duplicate of sitting Dodger. See what he thinks. Oh dear. What do you think, Dodger? Does that fit well there? The couch does seem to be a little bit low. Now, we'll go ahead and just make it a little bit bigger. That way, three people can fit more comfortably. As you can see, might be a bit of a tight squeeze as the way it is now. Let's make the couch a little bigger. How about that? It seems to be a little bit more comfortable. And couches do compress when they are sat on, so just a little bit bigger. That seems like it would be quite comfortable. Make sure it's lined up with the floor okay. Heavens, may have sunk through just a little bit. No, okay. That seems quite comfortable. We'll move it over just a little. How about that? That way people still have room to walk through here. Yeah, nice. Let's go ahead and apply that, and we can see the changes should be reflected in our other couch as well because it is a prefab. Fantastic. That looks like fits nicely. Now, I would like people to be able to lean back and enjoy the support of the back of the couch a little bit better. Let's go ahead and make that just a little more narrow. That allows us to bring the couch in a little bit, makes better use of space. Let's apply that again, which means we can bring this forward, and those people can have a bit more room to get in and out of their seats. Wonderful. It's just nice. That leaves us room to put a wood stack of wood just here. Okay. Now we didn't accomplish quite as much as some of our other videos, but we were able to work out a few more interesting details. Hope you enjoyed that video. I sure am enjoying myself working on this and sharing the experience of building the frying saucer with you. If you'd like to check in again later and see more videos like this one, and even with the other videos of more variety, please feel free to subscribe to that like button. I appreciate you joining me here on the Sungran channel, and if you're interested in this kind of stuff, please check out the Silver Falls games. Hopefully you'll check in again next time for our next episode. Take care.